Hello and welcome to the 54th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by our co-host, Jordan.
That's fucking me, baby.
That's him.
That's me.
Jordan, we're back.
We're back.
We didn't go anywhere, but we're back.
We didn't go anywhere, but Alex is gone.
Alex has died.
He's been liquefied.
Yeah, no. He got in a plane crash. Sorry. Jordan, where can you find the podcast natively on platforms that aren't youtube.com?
Yeah, sure thing. You want to listen to the audio format only? I got you. So you can find us natively on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and of course, my favorite podcast app, Pocket Casts. Yeah. They actually pissed me off this morning. I'll get into that.
Whoa. So maybe it's not your favorite podcasting app anymore.
We'll see. Or import the RSS feed into your favorite media consumption app. And listen to us wherever the hell you want, truthfully.
Yeah. And contact us, Synapse Misfire, at pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, death threats.
Or comment them on YouTube. We only block illicit dick pics.
Only if it's small.
Sorry, Ultra Ninja Master.
I'm sorry, yeah. Sorry to break that to you, man.
Anyway.
That's why you can't email us anymore, actually.
Yeah, right. Chris, what have you been up to? How's the last dose weeks been?
Bro, I put this in the notes. Honestly, the last, month has been, literally the most uneventful time of my life.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing, but it's been a pain in the ass. Because I've had to do a lot of, dumb adult shit.
Yeah.
I've had to, send emails and make phone calls.
Ah, yes, my job.
Well, yeah, you get paid to do that. I wasn't getting paid.
Damn, brother.
I had to sit out on my lunch break and make phone calls.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. You just vanished and you were just making calls.
Yeah.
Like a fucking dad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a dad thing to do.
I'm getting fucking old, dude. I'm 20 years old and I feel like I'm 60.
Understandable. So what were these calls about? Is it still the Fiesta saga?
Yeah. So we're entering chapter 2, which is actually almost finished.
Yeah, chapter 2 is very short compared to chapter 1.
Chapter 1 came to a dramatic close.
Chris fucking beat the fucking wheels off everyone at Vroom headquarters.
Yeah, no, I actually blew up their headquarters.
He did not.
I didn't do that, and nor do I plan to do that. Just for the record.
I don't even know where it is, so that's also a
They're in Texas at the address. I know the guy. I was gonna actually put out some names. I don't actually know anyone because they don't let you fucking talk to anybody.
Fuck, dude. So, chapter 2. What?
So,
what happened?
I didn't explain the end of chapter 1.
Ah, yes, the unforsaken end.
I'd been thinking, well, listen, there has been so much hassle getting the one piece of paper I need returned to me for, just so I can get them alone, and then I have to factor in delivery and all that. So what is it going to be like when, I don't know, I need a registration or a title or something actually important to prove that I own the goddamn car.
Yeah.
I was like, that's going to be just as much of a pain in the ass. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I called in and I was like, I'm not feeling this. I want to cancel it. I'm done. And they're like, they didn't even ask a why. They were just like, okay. And then a week later, I had all of my money back.
Damn. Well, at least that's good.
So I thought I was going to have to fight for the down payment back. I got the deposit back within a couple days. But my down payment, I thought I was going to have to fight to get it back. But they just cut a check and sent it to my bank.
Oh, so that's not bad. That's good. At least that was seamless. The one seamless thing about the whole ordeal.
So it just shows that they can work efficiently.
They just refuse to when it actually matters.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they fucking probably didn't even have the car.
That's what I'm thinking, is they probably didn't have the car. It probably didn't exist. It was probably accidentally sold or some shit.
Probably a 3D model car.
They made it in fucking Blender.
Maybe, this is another theory I had, was they, maybe they don't have any cars. They just collect all this down payment
and just
money
hope you don't say anything.
payments, and then they just put them all into one account with a very high interest rate, and then collect interest, or they put it in stocks and collect money from stocks and then return it
when you bitch
about it.
That's possible. I mean, their app does have 2-star reviews, dude. Like, it's a 2-star
review.
review.
And I guess my fears about title and registration were not misplaced, simply because after I canceled, I looked at reviews on Consumer Affairs, and like I only scrolled through the reviews, I scrolled through like 15 reviews, and like 6 or 7 of them had that exact issue.
Getting titles and paperwork.
Oh, I've had my car for a year and I still don't have a title of registration. I can't drive it anymore.
God damn.
Or there's actually one person who said that their vehicle was taken to a mechanic, and the mechanic asked if the vehicle had been submerged in salt water for a significant amount of time because of how much rot was on the vehicle.
God damn.
So, and I guess their touch-up work on scratches and stuff is very, very shoddy.
Yeah, it's probably just a dude with like a fucking Expo marker.
It's probably like something I could do where they just take factory touch-up paint like an idiot.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's an idiotic thing to do. I'm just saying that like I would do it like an idiot.
Yeah, you are the idiot in that
exactly.
equation. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously touch-up paint's never really gonna look perfect.
No.
It's meant to touch something up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I canceled that. Begin chapter 2.
Bum, bum, bum. The shortest chapter in the whole book.
Because it's almost over. There was a small roadblock, which I will get to. Small setback, which actually was very, very easy to
See
correct.
what you did there. Roadblock. Good. Very nice.
I didn't even intentionally do that, but thank you.
You're a fucking genius. You're you just sweat genius.
I should just learn to shut my mouth when I accidentally do something smart and people congratulate me for it.
Yeah, you just secrete the genius, man.
Enter a new challenger, CarMax.
Bum, bum, bum.
Now, CarMax is like, they kind of have like mixed sort of reviews. You hear from people who are like, don't buy a car from CarMax, it costs more money. Okay, cool. But they have dealerships, it is a dealership, but they have like locations all over the goddamn country.
Yeah.
And I can pull a vehicle from any one of those locations and have it delivered to a CarMax near me.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have to go to fucking Cali.
Exactly.
Or like when I wanted my SS fucking Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. You should just bought it when you were down there.
Yeah, I know. If I could drive stick, I'd fucking blow it up by the time I even left the lot.
Just figure it out. Just call
me.
I
could probably figure it out.
Call me. And
like the episode of SpongeBob.
Yeah, and I'll like, okay, now clutch in. Gently hit the accelerator. You're going to feel the clutch grab. He's like, dude, I stalled it like 2 minutes ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm like, hey, is it normal if it's on fire?
Is it normal that there's smoke coming out from where the engine meets the transmission?
Like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you'll be good. Yeah. No, it smells like something's burning. No, you're fine. You're good.
Just give it more gas.
Just give it more. Okay, now the clutch isn't doing anything. I don't know what it's stuck.
It's very squishy.
It's stuck to the floor now. I don't know what's happening.
I have to pull it up with a string.
A string. You have a rope, like a big rope, and you got to do this.
Like I'm on a fucking sailboat. Fucking pulling the mast, dude. Anyway, back to your story. Chapter 2.
Back to my story. Enter CarMax. I like CarMax conceptually because it makes things like the least pain in the ass possible, and they gave me so much goddamn money for my car.
Yeah, you were
like a lot of money. My car, I bought it new, cost me like $16,000. And as a trade, even though there's a little bit of damage on the bumper, there's 2 little dents. As a trade, they're giving me $14,600.
Wow, that's fucking epic.
So
I forgot the numbers. That is really good. I didn't know the value of the car originally when you sold me.
Which is
that's
like
insane.
significantly more than I owe on the car too.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Like $2,000 more than I actually owe. So, I don't have to worry about that. So they gave me more for my car, so it justifies me buying a more expensive vehicle.
Yeah, and now you get the additional like $2,000 off on top of your down payment. So.
And the vehicle's newer,
with less miles.
More miles, technically.
Oh, I'm sorry. The other one had 8,000. Never mind.
Yeah, the one I was getting was 2017 at like 8,000 miles, 9,000 miles. This one is 2019, which I like better because it's the last year they were made. So it's the newest one you can get. So it still has some manufacturer warranty left on it.
Yep. It's still fairly new.
And I have a warranty with it. So, lost my place. What was I doing?
Newer
More
car.
money, newer car.
Justified.
20,000 miles.
20,000.
Less than my car has now. I have like 26 or 27. And I don't have to drive super far to work
anymore.
So.
And it's a manual, baby.
And 6-speed manual. So I had it moved from a CarMax that's like an hour away to a CarMax that's like half an hour away.
My boss was giving you shit about it.
He was giving me shit about it. Rightfully so, because he asked me why did I do that, and I defended it because I defend every choice I make, even if it was a poor choice.
Even if it resulted in like numerous casualties. And it was a poor
exactly.
Choice, yeah.
I basically was like, the reason that I actually did that was because, okay, it's not going to take that long, and I just do things without thinking about them. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I just sent it because it was free to have it delivered such a short distance. Maybe like 20 or 30 miles.
Yeah. And originally you thought it would be faster, right?
Yeah, I thought it would be quicker, but it took like a week or something. So I was a little annoyed about that, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Shows up. It's like, hey, it's ready for you. I'm like, cool, great, wonderful, glad to hear it. Made an appointment. Went there. They give you, you show up, you ask for a test drive. They go, you got 20 minutes. You got 20 minutes, that's what they tell you. I was like, okay, cool. And I was told by the girl who helped me out, she goes, drive it like you stole it, but don't actually steal it. And I was like, oh, I can't promise that.
Yeah.
That's what I said to her. I was like, I can't promise that. Something might happen. And then I actually, my 20-minute test drive ended up being like 30 because I got lost.
Nice.
I kept taking wrong turns. And I also stalled it once.
Oh, nice.
Which I'll talk about. So, I'm like, this is fun. So I go back. I'm like, hey, what do I need? I see there's the 24-hour test drive thing. What do I need to get that going? She goes, oh, you just need an insurance binder that shows you have comprehensive insurance on your current vehicle. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, I do have that, so.
I can do that.
Yeah.
So I just went to the Geico app, hit the button, and they emailed me an insurance binder. I sent it over. So they was like, here's the keys, go nuts for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. That car is so goddamn fun to drive.
Yeah.
They make you sign this piece of paper. Oh, I actually have a copy of it. Hang on, let me go get it. Because it's good.
It's good.
Content, trust me.
Good content. Hell yeah, brother.
They make you sign a piece of paper that says, it says a lot of things, but this is one that stood out to me. You will use the vehicle and plate for lawful purposes and will follow all traffic laws and regulations. I didn't do that. I followed those instructions very well, and by that I mean I don't think I was ever less than 35 over the speed limit.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a great time coming home.
Yeah.
Because it was like all on the highway, because I could jump right on the highway, right down the street. So I was just all on the highway and just moving.
Mm-hmm.
It was a riot.
That's awesome.
Had a great time. The clutch on it feels non-existent.
Yeah.
It's like my truck, so the last stick shift vehicle I drove.
Mm-hmm. The Canyon,
clutch,
right?
The Canyon. The clutch is like, you gotta like really get your foot down on it. It's very tough clutch to...
Get the string to pull it back up, yeah.
The fucking rope. But you gotta like really muscle it. It's not like it's mechanical, like old school mechanical clutch, but it's like the hydraulics don't help you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is like, oh, I can look at it funny and it will disengage. And
Nice.
When it actually does bite, it bites like, right, if I have it fully depressed, it bites like
Like
a millimeter off. So I was like, that don't feel normal. Because it's not what I'm used to.
Yeah.
I'm used to something that like grabs like around the middle.
Yeah.
Because
Like
it's
halfway.
I'm assuming because it's technically a performance clutch, and it's a lot newer of a clutch, so I took a little getting used to. But yeah, there's a point where if you're taking off and you're not careful, you get into first, like high into the first. Yeah. You get high into first gear, rev range, and then you shift into second, and the turbo actually kicks in, and you give it more gas. And you're like, whoa! You're like, okay, and there's torque steer that happens, so you have to kind of do this. You have to like turn it left and right maniacally to like
readjust yourself.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's fun. It's like a go-kart.
Yeah. That's fucking cool. That's awesome.
But if you're learning to drive stick, I don't know if I would recommend that because you can't feel it engage really.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a
like
very
you said,
light.
performance.
It's
Yeah.
a very light clip. Maybe it's down to the shoes I was wearing.
That too.
That's
that could
possible.
be the other
If you were
thing.
wearing very thin shoes, I imagine it might be better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's awesome. When do you actually get the car? Because I know your accent's still out there.
A hurdle. Yesterday.
Chapter 2.5.
This is chapter 2, subsection 1.
The first roadblock.
Chapter 2, subsection 1, paragraph B.
Okay.
Yesterday. Friday.
Line 4.
It's Friday. Yesterday. Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Spooky.
I was scared. So I was like, okay, I'm having a great day. So I drove the Fiesta to work. I'm at work. There's no bullshit going on.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
I'm at work. There's no bullshit going on. And I'm like, I'm having a great day. But it's Friday the 13th, so something's got to go bad.
Yep.
So I go to CarMax for my appointment to return the vehicle. And they're like, hey, you're going to buy it? And I'm like, yeah,
You're like, absolutely, bro.
Yeah, I am. So he's like, all right, just go hang out in the waiting room. I was like, okay, cool. And I assumed, maybe it's poor of me to assume.
Make an ass out of you and me.
Exactly. I assumed that someone would, like, say, come get me, and then we would go over the final details of the contract.
Finalize it, yeah.
Yeah. Because I am getting outside financing from my bank because I'll get better interest.
Yeah.
I figured they would just finalize it all with me, make sure I don't want to change anything, and then I would be sent on my way. That didn't happen. They just handed me paperwork, and I'd been sitting there for like 30 minutes on Instagram, so I'm like already just like almost asleep. So I was just like, he just handed me the paperwork. He was like, here, give this to your bank and come back with the money. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like halfway home and I thought about it. I was like, I wanted to put more money down on this car.
Oh.
I was like, oh, Christ. All right, this is happening again. So I was upset. I was angry. So I came home and I was like really pissed off about the whole situation. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything about it right now. I'm just going to like calm down, have a fine rest of my night, and then deal with it tomorrow morning. So, probably a bigger thing about this piece of paper they gave me. Even if I wanted to fulfill the loan, like apply for a loan with this
In mind.
with this price that they gave me in mind, if I didn't want anything else down, I couldn't do it, even if I wanted to, because they didn't sign the fucking thing. They didn't sign it. I guess maybe they was just busy, and it's just like, shit happens.
Yeah, fucking give it to this guy, yeah.
Yeah, shit happens. They forgot. It happens. I'm not like...
It's arguably a good thing they didn't sign it, though, if you want to change it.
Yeah, well, I'm not upset about it really anymore. I'm annoyed, but like...
I get
whatever. I'm assuming if I hadn't been just really relentlessly trying to get a car for the last month, I wouldn't be as upset. But I have, so I was.
Yeah.
But I'm not as upset anymore. So I called like 11 this morning, a little earlier than that maybe. I was like, hey, paperwork's wrong. I wanted to put more money down, and it's not signed, so I can't actually apply for a loan. And they're like, okay, cool. Come in and we'll fix it. I was like, okay, yeah, great. So I drove down there. I was like, this is going to be a fucking hassle, isn't it? I walked in, explained my issue. I put down the piece of paper and I pointed to the issue. I was like, look, not signed, and I wanted to put more money down. I just wasn't asked if I wanted to put money down. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they just handed me off to an associate, just a guy. And he's like, okay, you want to put this down? Cool. He left for like a minute, came back with the thing, signed it. It was like, here. And that was it.
There you go.
And that was it. So I have the right paperwork now.
All right,
and apply for a loan. But I just need one more thing, which isn't that big of a deal. A cashier's check.
Yeah.
Which, again, isn't that big of a deal. So I'll probably be able to take possession of the vehicle like Tuesday?
That's fucking awesome.
Maybe Wednesday?
Hell yeah, brother.
By the end of next week, I'll have the car.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
The accent
probably
will be...
the day, if it's Tuesday, just say there'll be the day before this goes up.
Yeah.
Yesterday, baby.
Probably the day before, the day of, or the day after.
Or the week after.
No,
or the month after.
Probably definitely by the end of next week, but probably towards the middle.
And the next day.
Exactly.
And the next day.
Yeah.
It's basically what happened with Vroom.
That really is. So
fuck Vroom. Car mats for the win.
I am doing my review on it. I'm doing a overview of my experience with both companies. On like my main channel, and I believe I started and ended my review like this. Do not, under any circumstances, buy a car from Vroom. I don't care if they're the last goddamn car dealership on the planet. Do not buy a vehicle from Vroom.
Walk, bitch.
Yeah, walk. Cancel your deal. Sign in. Take down their servers.
Yeah. There you go.
Vroom it reeks of like a money laundering operation. It's like Mattress Firm. Mm-hmm. You go to Mattress Firm, there's Mattress Firms all over the fucking place. There's no one in there, ever. Mm-hmm. But they stay open.
Yeah.
There's got to be something going on there.
Yep.
That's beside the point.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get sponsored by Vroom someday?
I certainly hope not. I'll tell them...
Maybe they'll actually pay us, though.
I'll tell them exactly what to do with their money and where to stick it. So.
Oh, yeah, stick it in our wallet, yeah.
Yeah, stick it in my wallet, please. Listen, Vroom, I will consider taking back, redacting every single negative thing I've said about you for $50,000. $50,000.
51.
50.
50,785 and 86 cents.
That's the money. 50,000. Whatever you said.
785 and like 86 cents. I don't know what the fuck I said either.
Yeah, and then
that.
But you also have to give Jordan an equal amount of money.
So actually, it's like 100,000, 101,000,
400
and something.
Yeah. So that's the amount of money.
You're like you're rich. Do the math.
Yeah, exactly. I forget the CEO's name. I looked him up.
Oh, his name's Jared Vroom.
His name Jared Vroom. Victor Vroom.
Victor Vroomanoff. He's fucking Russian.
Dude, he's vrooming off.
Yeah, I meant to do that. Yeah, totally. He's vrooming. He's just vrooming off in the fucking corner.
I think his name's like Paul Hennessy or something.
Oh God, is he a rapper?
No,
sounds like a rapper name.
He's just some white guy.
Yo, it's Paul Hennessy. Hennessy, this motherfucker in concert, baby. Yeah, I don't know. Paul Vroomanoff.
Victor Vroom.
Vroom Richardson.
Victor Von Vroom.
The triple V, baby. Victor Von Vroom.
But,
Von Valen Vroomanoff. There you go.
But yeah, so the Fiesta ST is a very, very fun car to drive.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, even though settle down, even though there is torque steer, a little bit of it, it is mitigated by torque vectoring. So it'll use the brakes to slow down whatever wheel is trying to go faster.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And my only I have two. My only real gripe, one of my only real gripes with the vehicle is that it generates so much brake dust.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, my brake pads are gonna last like 30,000 miles probably, because I'd gotten home and I was like, oh, that's a lot of dust. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, that's what people are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, I might just mitigate it by getting dark rims, wheels, because I would like to do a five lug conversion because it's got 4 from the factory.
Factory, baby.
And my second gripe, you may say gripance if you're you.
If I am I.
Yes.
And you are you, and you are me, or me and me.
If me was
you but you was
you
also
were
I.
Me.
I was you.
Me.
All right, what's your second gripance?
My second point. The rear visibility is so bad.
Oh, is it a height thing or is it just a small rear window?
No, it's just a small rear window. It has a very low, it has a wing, so it's very low, and the actual back of the hatch is very high, so the rear window is very small.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a problem in traffic.
It had a backup camera, doesn't it?
But it's got a backup camera. So if you're looking to get a Fiesta ST, there are ones without backup cameras. I would strongly recommend, I would even say it's an absolute must to have a backup camera.
Because of that small.
Because of the small rear window. Because even if it's irresponsible, but I usually back up with my mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do the whole bit where I put my hand on the passenger seat and I do this. No, I usually back up with my mirrors unless I'm in a very particularly crowded area.
Yeah.
And on my truck, the mirrors are fucking massive, so it's easier. But you can't do that. So even if you do the whole bit where you look out, turn around, look out the back.
You have a very small FOV.
Yeah. That's my only issue. Is it's not like I want to be driving a goddamn hazard because I have the backup cam.
Yeah. Does it have braking assist if it detects object detection or no?
No.
Okay. You just have
it's a very basic.
Just
vehicle.
a backup cam. Yeah. That's good though.
It just has the guidance lines or whatever.
Yeah.
So it shows what direction the vehicle's pointing.
And when you turn the wheel, does it show you where your wheels are gonna end up?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
good though.
There's nothing really fancy about the vehicle.
Beyond the fact that it's badass. What color did you get again? You didn't get
black.
Orange, but yeah, that's right.
Black.
You didn't get orange because
I prefer the black one, honestly.
Yeah.
As I didn't mind the orange. I actually quite liked the orange one. Mm-hmm. But I would prefer a black one.
As always.
Wrap
that bitch in orange.
My car
for Halloween.
My car right now is gray. My accent.
Your shirt is gray.
My truck is black. So now I'll have 2 black vehicles.
Look at you being biracial.
No, it wouldn't be because that would mean 2.
You.
Oh.
You are not.
Okay, maybe that makes sense.
Final point.
On the Fiesta.
This is like paragraph C. Well, at this point it's like paragraph Z, but anyway.
This is chapter 2, subsection 8, paragraph D, line 7 to line 24. And a very important passage in the saga.
On this day, he has said, cometh together.
And this is a small thing. Infotainment screen, the actual screen, Bluetooth radio business. The hell was that? Oh, it's a vehicle. Bluetooth radio. You connect it, and it will show what's playing, and it'll show some album art or a picture of the artist. Or
that's nice.
For some songs, it will just show a generic genre picture. So I was listening to music, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I had on my playlist with all my rap and hip hop and stuff on it, and I looked at it, and the genre was just urban with 2, and they just found a stock photo of 2 black people, and they just put urban as the category.
Oh no!
But get this. Listening to Danny Brown, a black rapper, his music was urban, but Action Bronson, a white rapper, his music had no picture. He wasn't urban.
Oh no! Oh no! Racist Fiesta incident.
It's just a strange, like, kind of old-fashioned and slightly racist way to refer to rap music.
Yeah, a little bit. Don't think that would fly too well on most.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
I just thought it was super funny. I was like, they're just gonna have, that's what they went with, huh? Not
Someone
rap,
approve this.
Not hip-hop. Not a good
Not
look
just don't
for
put
it.
a photo or name, just leave it blank.
You could have just left it blank. You could have just put nothing.
No one would have noticed or cared.
Exactly.
Urban.
Fucking urban. It's like if I was listening to traditional Chinese music and they just put Oriental. As the fucking
Reminds me
thing.
of the racist guy I had on the phone.
Yeah, speaking of racist, you had a altercation with a racist person.
On the phone, yeah. He
You just hated Mexicans.
Yep. He was doing his job, and he sent a colleague or someone. So this is like a repairman, fits in some shit for someone. He calls me for support, and the person that he's fixing it for is a farm. It was like some equipment they had at that farm, and it was all Spanish people working, and this dude just kept making comments the whole time.
Bro.
And then the one that really broke the camel's back, the straw that snapped this camel's spinal column right in half, was he sent the guy to do something.
For him.
And the guy just, it was taking a while, and he just goes, oh, I can't send these damn Mexicans anywhere. They just disappear on you.
Jesus,
and I'm
dude.
just like, uh-huh.
I just here's the thing.
Anyway.
It's why is that? Why do you think that's remotely acceptable in the first place?
Yeah.
Never mind when you're on the phone to just some random support guy.
Yep. And the best part is, this guy's 3-day long issue
was his fault.
Was his fault. And then he blamed it on the Mexicans.
He blamed it on the Mexican guy. Of course he fucking did.
It was
what an asshole.
The machinery he was working on, where you would kind of your console, I guess you could call it, where you'd interact with the machine. It wasn't responding to inputs. So imagine, whatever. I don't know if it's a touchscreen interface kind of thing, but the cable connecting that console to the main control was just plugged into the wrong place.
What a dipshit.
Uh-huh.
What a fucking actual moron. Granted, I guess that does fall in line because racists aren't exactly... It's actually proven that people who are racist or hold some kind of prejudice in that way are lower in their cognitive ability.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
It's because...
I believe it.
It's just they don't have... they're just dumb people.
Yeah.
They're not very bright.
So that was my encounter with him. But yeah, that was my encounter. Glad to see the Fiesta's working out. I made a purchase of my own.
You made a purchase?
A lot cheaper. Some would say it's a toy of my own. It's not a dildo. You bought your car as a toy. And as mentioned previously, I bought the Galaxy Z Flip 3.
Z Flip 3? More like... Z... phone that sucks.
You're a real funny guy. A funny guy right there. A real funny guy.
Yeah, that was a real fucking zinger.
Some would say it was a Zer, man. Yeah, a Z Flipper. I'm gonna Z Flip you. You good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, so, keeping it kind of brief, the Z Flip and Z Fold 3 were both announced. And truthfully, I was kind of sold on the Z Fold 3. I was like, damn.
Really hurt, actually.
Oh, no, it's another Jeep incident.
The impact went right into my forearm. That really hurt.
Chris punched the mustard chair, in case for those listening.
I was trying not to acknowledge it, but that genuinely hurt.
You're like, yeah, I'm good.
My arm's in 4 pieces.
You just fucking shattered your radius and all, and dude, it's just in pieces. Oh, by the end of the episode, your hand's gonna be backwards. I'm gonna be like, Chris, you all right there?
It's just the fingers are gonna be attached to my wrist.
Anyway, the Z Fold 3, I was really sold on. So I was hoping there'd be a price drop, and there was. However, Samsung played it smart. They wanted to price their foldables at a competitive level. So they dropped the price of the Z Flip by a substantial margin, in my opinion, a third. But they kept the Z Fold at the same price. So I was like, damn, because I would have went for a Fold all day.
Yeah.
Just because the new one's pretty cool looking, like compared to the original Z Fold 2.
Yeah.
So I bought the Z Flip. I got what I would consider a killer deal, and I could have got a better deal if I was patient. I'll explain that in a moment. I got the Z Fold 3. I want to keep calling it Z Fold 2. Or Z Flip 3. Sorry. So many flips and folds.
What did you buy, Jordan?
The Z Flip 3. All right.
Z Flip. Flip phone clamshell.
Clamshell, as they call it, baby.
Epic.
For $650, including a power bundle. Power protection bundle is what they call it. The phone itself with my trade-in. So I got a pretty good deal on it because the phone's $1,000. So it's actually cheaper than my Note 10 Plus was.
So it's $1,000 just for the phone usually.
Yeah.
So you got it all that shit for $650.
Yeah.
That is a pretty good deal, and I admire your ability to hunt for deals. However, I don't like the phone that you chose.
And I missed out on $100 because I'm an impatient fuck. So,
fool.
Being a man, being a man in the technology realm of things during this pandemic, everything gets scalped.
You gotta jump on shit.
So, I pre-ordered it at work immediately. The conference it went live. I pre-ordered it immediately. Well, previously I had reserved it before like the whole Galaxy event. They let you reserve it and put in your email, but they never emailed me with like hey, your reservation's available. So I was like, I'm not gonna wait. Pre-ordering it right now. So I pre-ordered it. They gave me $375 for my phone. Well, then, about 2 days ago, I got the reservation notification saying, hey, your reservation's ready. And I'm like, the fuck? It's like 3 days later. Well, it turns out the phone would have shipped at the same time, but they would have given me $475 for my phone instead for reserving it.
So
I missed out on $100. So it would have been $550.
That is upsetting, but it could be worse.
Could be worse. So the phone's coming in the 27th. I got to send my Note 10 Plus in to be looked at and then keep that discount because they gave it to you instantly. Now, if it's fucked up and they're like, yeah, we're not taking the phone, then they'll bill you for it, etc., etc. But I got the phone, and man, I've not been more excited in a long time. I was talking to our boss about this, and I mentioned to him how like the reason I wanted a foldable was because I just want something fun, like how you want your Fiesta because it's fun. Like, what is the practicality in a manual technically? It's fun.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
I do agree with you that. It is an interesting phone. It's a conversation piece.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted. So I told him, I gave him the specs, and I told him how in a lot of ways, in a good amount of ways, it is a slight downgrade than the phone I have now, such as the battery. The battery on my phone is, I think, 45 or 4,600 milliamp hours. The battery on this phone is 3,300.
Well, I'm sure they can only fit it in one half.
I think it's 2 split batteries, one in each half.
Well, and then they both have to be smaller, too, because they have to compensate for the actual phone, number one, and the folding bits.
Exactly. The camera. My main shooter on this is it's 16 megapixel wide and 16 megapixel ultra wide. This phone's both 12 megapixels, so it's slightly down. Beyond that, though, the storage, the same. The processor, better. It's an 888. This is only an 865. So, as I was telling our boss, technically the 12 megapixel camera might even outperform this 16 megapixel camera because of that 888 with higher AI capability.
Well, that's also very interesting because it's not always... I don't quite understand cameras genuinely, but I do know this. A camera is not a camera is not a camera. It's not how it works. It's like 12 megapixels is not 12 is not 12. They all kind of perform different.
Yeah.
And it's it's down to bit rate too, as well, and more so with video than pictures. But with videos, like my phone shoots at like 4K, but it shoots at like 30 megabytes per second bit rate, which is like really good for 1080p.
Yeah.
Not great for 4K. 4K is like probably 250 or something. I don't know. I just made that up.
I'm just saying.
But that's an example. But yeah, they don't always perform as equally as you might think. There's probably more guts built into that camera to make it look better than
a 16.
Your 16 megapixel camera.
The other thing is too, which I think this is kind of cool. So the outer display, so the original Z Flip had literally like a 0.75 inch display on the front when it's folded. This new one has like a 3-inch display or like a 2-inch display. I forget the actual number. It's a lot bigger. You can actually like swipe through apps on it. Like they show Spotify for obviously your music. You can take calls on it, shit like that.
I imagine it'd just be like in that mode will just be like a bigger smartwatch.
Exactly. And the cool part I thought was it still has a front-facing camera when it's unfolded, like a selfie camera, I guess you call it. But with that outer display being bigger, you can use the rear camera, which is much better quality, to take photos because you can use that little display as a viewfinder. So I was like, oh, there was almost no point in putting a fucking front-facing camera on it in the first place. It could have just been all display. That's neither here nor there. That's the other part. That's a little different. It's 0.1 inches smaller than the display I have now.
No!
But I don't care.
No!
So regardless, I'm super excited for this fucking thing.
What are you gonna do?
I'm so excited.
You're missing out on all those pixels.
Yeah.
No, the pixels are there. You're missing out on all that screen real estate.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you gonna do?
I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm gonna live. There is one thing I'm concerned with. I can't find any concrete information on this. They don't list it as a 120 hertz display, but every news outlet is saying it's a 120 hertz display.
Interesting.
I can't find anything that's from Samsung concrete saying that. So I don't know if I believe it. But that's besides the point. I'm super fucking hyped for this phone.
It's 1 hertz.
It's 1 singular hertz. It's like one of those the black and white fucking displays. What is it? The like ink ones? You know what I'm talking about? Like the Kindle used to use it.
Oh, yeah, like the paper kind of thing.
Yeah, I forget what they're called. E-ink, I think they're called. E-ink displays or whatever. Sports. So I'm super hyped for the phone. Can't fucking wait, dude. It's gonna be so goddamn cool. I just hope I don't break it. But I don't really care. No, I just kind of want something interesting.
You're going to take it out of the box. You're going to be like, this is awesome. You're going to fold it for the first time, and it's just going to...
The display's going to fold the opposite direction.
How did this happen? Just...
But no, I like it. The Z Fold 3 looks real good. I wish they dropped the price of that. If they had comparatively dropped the price the same, so if it was $500 less for the Z Flip and then the Z Fold dropped $500, I would have went for the Z Fold in a heartbeat.
Z Fold 2?
Tree.
Z Fold 3.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for the phone though. It's gonna be cool. Interesting at least.
What I do know, be prepared for this, because our mutual friend who used to have a Z Fold 2. He has an iPhone now, but beside the point.
Is it the screen protector?
He had mentioned that almost every time he was in public and he pulled out the phone, it was like a magnet for people that would come up, how do you like the phone? Does it really fold?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a phone.
Have you seen Samsung's marketing for it?
No.
The marketing is all around getting that attention. Like, literally, the marketing...
I guess if that's what you're looking for...
The marketing shows a woman with the phone, and she's reading a Reddit post that someone posted, and it says, like, user, blah, 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 says, I hate this phone. Everywhere I go, I open it, and everyone's looking at me. And it says, literally, their slogan for this year's folding phones is, are you ready for this life? That's literally their slogan.
Because alright, that's fair, They knew... I guess they knew what was... going to happen.
Yeah.
Or what was already happening to people who own these phones.
Yep.
Just be prepared for that.
Yeah,
for
sure. I'm prepared probably not to try to show it off in public because where we live, I'll probably get fucking mugged. So. Even though it's less than a normal flagship phone, so.
Well, yeah, but it stands out. It's like C8 Corvettes. I've heard from people who actually own C8 Corvettes. When they drive them, people just walk up to them and are like, do you like this car? Is it cool? How much was it? Can I drive it?
Yeah, well, we were... Can I have it? No,
one of my neighbors, not neighbors really, but someone who lives down the street from me, has a C8.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it the other day, a white C8 Corvette, and I'm like, I'm gonna rob this guy, I think.
I was talking pre-show. I don't even think it was recording at the time because the laptop was having a schizo attack. But
yeah, the laptop did have a thing.
We were talking about Letsy's brother-in-law who watches the show, and I mentioned the Kia Carnival. And you were talking about a
Oh
Pacifica.
yeah, no, that was on the thing.
Was it on?
Yeah.
When we were in Pennsylvania, that's the car he brought us in, or the minivan he brought us in, and a guy
Kia
walked
Carnival.
up to us in the parking lot and was like, "What kind of car is this?" Because it has the new Kia logo.
Oh, the fucking K.
And he was like, "How do you like the car? Is it great? Is it awesome?" And he was a nice guy, but it was funny because it just reminded me of that when you said
you know,
C8.
You know what I think is interesting that the new Kia and Hyundai models have, like their bigger SUVs for like families, that no other auto manufacturer has, I think. They have a thing built into the the infotainment thing, where you hit a
It's
button.
a camera.
And no, it's an intercom to the back
Yeah.
seats. That's fucking awesome.
There's the Kia Carnival it has a camera.
Oh yeah,
and then it has the
the
intercom.
camera. So you pull up the camera, you see your kids are being little assholes in the back, and you hit the button, and go, and instead of having to turn around and take your eyes off the road, you just hit the button, and go, hey, if you don't cut down, come down the back there, and kick the shit out of you.
You know, fucking shithead.
And then they know.
And then you put it on like autopilot because it can drive itself for the
you
most
put
part.
it on
And you go back there
autopilot,
and start
you can
kicking
turn
some
around
shit.
And start whooping them.
Yeah.
You know?
Kia Carnival, baby. Highly recommend it. You can go back there and start fucking whacking them.
Just start wailing your
You're like-
kids.
And then you go back up front and you're like, that's right, you little shit. And you just keep going.
Just put on the intercom, you just hear, ding. If I have to stop this car, you're fucking dead.
You're right there, boy. Oh, man. That's good. But next recording, that's a lie. The recording after, so after we have our beautiful camping trip, which I'm highly looking forward to, the recording after that. So
Alex
this
is really looking forward to it, too.
Is he? Well, he's never been camping, so it makes sense. He
I
was
guess,
also
yeah.
pretty excited up to it. 54, 55 is today. We got 56, the special episode.
Special.
Did we announce what it was about? Why it was
I think
special?
we might have.
I'll just say it. The Fireside Podcast.
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
be at a
do-
fire.
Yeah, we're going to be in a campfire.
57.
57.
We are gonna record the following week. I will have had the phone for approximately 16 hours by the time we record, so I'll be able to talk about it.
16 hours.
So I'm
and
supposed
the
to get it the
16 hours
27th.
I had this, I broke it.
Yeah, I folded it once and it turned into a fucking paper mache.
It turned into a 4-dimensional object. I don't know how I pulled that off, but it happens.
So, and the phones are, in fact, IP68 rated. So, there you go.
Wow, that's cool.
To our boss, I hope you like that fact. So.
I thought you were going to say, I hope you die.
No,
I was
no,
like, whoa.
no. He pays me. Well, he doesn't pay me, but he keeps me
No,
employed.
he out of pocket. Every week, he walks into our office, and he pulls out his wallet and he hands us money like he's our grandpa.
Last week he handed me a Dave & Buster's gift card. I was like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, he gave me an IHOP gift card that he's like, oh, I think this has like $13 on it. Go for it, kid.
Oh, he gave you a raise then, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty fucking hyped for the phone though. I can't wait. That's like my new toy. You got your Kia Carnival, so expect reviews of both soon.
No, that's not what I have. I have Fiesta ST. Why did you? You're in
I
this
was-
Kia Carnival headspace.
Yeah, I'm thinking of fucking Kia Carnivals now. I feel like you would be quite at home at
In a Kia Carnival?
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah.
I
Big fuck off minivan.
have driven a minivan before, a Toyota Sienna, granted.
Mm-hmm.
They drive the worst possible way. It's like you get in, and you're in this seat, and it's like, oh, I feel like I'm like 18 feet away from everything in here, which is a feeling I don't even have in my Suburban, which is
Yeah.
actually like massive.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I'm super far away from everything, and when you're actually on the road, you're like, I have nothing, no feedback from the road. Like I could just
Drive off road.
yeah, exactly. It's like I have nothing from the road. It's like you don't want to. I guess it's a reflection of who these vehicles are made for.
Yeah.
But it's just like you don't feel any of the road. You don't feel like any bumps, and then you don't really hear anything. It's not. It's just the. It's like the driving equivalent to watching grass grow.
There you go.
It's like you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, it's doing something now.
I can't tell anymore.
I can't tell. It might be going somewhere. It's like it is the automotive equivalent of watching the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies collide in real time.
Oh, that's
yeah, we're
funny.
getting somewhere eventually.
Eventually.
Better not be in a hurry, though.
I hope not. Not until I get the ZFlip 3. On the topic of phones, 2 things I just wanted to bring up was a small feature, small little itty-bitty feature that I always forget about. I don't think it's just the Samsung thing. Pretty sure most smartphones do it nowadays. But it is my absolute goddamn favorite feature, I think, on a smartphone. If you're on a website and you take a screenshot, for example, a recipe, in your gallery, at the bottom, there's a button. And when you press that button, it brings you right to that snippet.
Oh.
And I was like, bro, this is cool. I like it. I screenshotted a recipe, but only half of it was there. So then I was like, oh, shit. And I saw go to website, and I hit it, and it just took me right to that snippet. I was like, this is fucking sick.
That's super interesting, because I know you can do, like, the tap to scan thing.
Yeah.
Or it'll scan it, and then it'll just isolate out the text.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about that.
I'll show you an example. My other phone-related thing has to do, again, with the Z Flip and Z Fold. The Note is dead. They replaced the Note with the Z Fold 3. Just take a moment of silence.
Ah!
We get you? But yeah, so their most recent email, I'm going to read it to you verbatim. So they sent me an email when the phone was finally live, and we're like, hey, it's time to pre-order. And it just says, Galaxy Note fans, it's time to pre-order the Galaxy Z Fold 3, the first smartphone with S Pen support. First foldable smartphone with S Pen support.
So are they just doing the foldable thing now?
That would be correct. And that is also why I've read more into the whole, why did I get $375 for my phone? Because I thought that was really high. Well, it turns out that's because they want Note users to trade in their phone to get the Z Fold 3.
Oh, I don't want a Z Fold, but it's interesting.
Additionally, Samsung now offers refurbished phones. Which I thought was interesting, too.
So, that's interesting. So, you don't get a non-foldable flagship from Samsung anymore. Interesting decision.
With an S Pen. So, you can still get the S series.
Oh, you can still get the S.
Yeah, it's just there's no Note.
All right, my bad. I misspoke.
Correct yourself.
I misunderstood.
Miscomprehended, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
No comprehension. I am what you call idiot.
I am retarded. I have an IQ of around 0.4, which puts me in the profound mental retardation category.
I like the little stutter there. It really adds.
Yeah, because I had to process what I was saying.
But yeah. What were you going at with that? Did you have anything more about that? You started mentioning no flagship.
I was just saying it is an interesting business decision, but in my brain when you said, oh, the Note is dead, and then I was like, oh, it's just foldables then. And then, so now that it's like, oh yeah, the S series, I completely forgot that line of phones even existed for a second. And, so now my point is just moot. It doesn't make any sense anymore. I was just say that's like, seems like a poor business decision, but definitely an interesting one. But no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's no point of this in between this middle child now, because you have the Note, the S, which is
the same size as the Note used to be.
The same size
it's
as
become
the Note
this
used
SUVs
to be.
minivans.
And you have a fucking foldable thing, which is just like a tablet now.
Yeah.
So if you needed something bigger.
Yep.
Because I remember there was that in-between period where like a phone around this size, like the Note, was called a phablet. You remember that?
Yes.
It's called a phablet.
I think it was around the Note 8 era.
And then phones just became this size.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, it's just a phone.
Well, it's like when for example, some of the guys I work with have like one of them has an iPhone 12, the other has like an S20, like a base S20, and then the other one has an iPhone X. And when we compare our phones, I have a Note 10 Plus. This is supposed to be the big old fucking granddaddy. This phone's marginally larger than those phones.
Just a little bit.
Just marginally, like millimeters bigger, and that's just a base iPhone 12.
Well, I have the Note 9, and even Note 10 Plus, and your phone's not much bigger than mine is.
Well, the biggest difference between, like, for example, with ours, was the screen-to-body ratio change. So they got rid of the bezels and put the fucking holy-o, punchy-o kind of guy in there. But yeah, like you said right here, Note 9 to S10. I'm sorry, Note 10 Plus. Not much of a size difference. Really not much. So now you get the Z Fold 3, which is ultimately like the ultimate S Pen support device because it is a fucking tablet.
I guess.
So
I'm still kind of anticipating now. I'm like kind of thinking, what's going to happen now when my phone blows itself up? What am I going to buy?
you have to be an S series, I guess, unless foldables are great by then and you want a foldable,
No, I don't want an expensive phone though. I want something like mid-range.
Given the fact they dropped the price of the Flip by $500, they seem to be going a little more aggressive with their price points. Like even the S21 had a S21 Lite that was like $700. So top that in with a trade-in. I mean, you can get the phone.
I would be more interested in spending like $400 or $500 on a phone.
You're looking at probably like OnePlus then, something like that, like a OnePlus device.
Like something in the middle. I don't want like a big expensive phone, but I don't want like something that's a piece of shit either.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm hanging on to this, because there's like still you'd be hard pressed to find a phone for like $400 brand new that tops this, the Note 9.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. Phones are in a weird place, I feel like, and I don't know. I kind of did the foldable thing. Now I'm gonna really figure out if I dig it when I have to fucking live with it, but we'll see.
Here's a thought. Why don't they just, because they inevitably will release a new phone every year.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take. Now, what if they just charge you like one initial price? Like one initial price like of like $1,500 or $1,600. And then you get the phone and like a contract that says like, we release a new one, you give us this phone back and we'll give you the new one for like $500.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just having it be a trade-in thing, just make it like a formal thing. Just like, okay, you can buy the new phone piecemeal for $1,600, or you can trade in your old one. We sell off the used phone or the refurbished phone, and we'll give you the new one for $500 or something like that.
Like a base locked price almost.
Yeah, exactly. And then have it be almost like a subscription service.
So the closest I can think to that ever being a thing was one of the reasons I almost switched to AT&T a while back till I realized, or I've been told they suck, was their Galaxy Forever program, which was
same idea.
Essentially like leasing a car. You have the phone,
yeah.
and every year you swap it with the newest one, and you just keep paying a payment.
That's probably a better alternative. Say like, just tack on $40 a month to your bill,
and you just keep doing it.
And then you just get
until
a new phone,
you decide to stop.
You just get a new phone every year.
Yeah, and I think at the end you can, like leasing your car, at the end you can buy it out or just be like, no, I want the new one.
No, I think that makes way more sense than what I just said. So.
Well, no, I kind of agree with you because
So
that's a locked-in price. Now that can change though, because Galaxy Forever, if you're tacking on, say, like a payment, the Z Fold 3 payment is like $80 a month, but the Z Flip 3 is like $40. So now that can change. But if you had a contract that was like, hey, $80 or $70 or $60 locked in every month, that would be, in my opinion, more appealing than this whole like, it can go higher, it can go lower. Because this year, the phones are more expensive. Next year, it's almost like the thing that like certain electric companies do too, where it's like, we'll take the median of your usage and make that your bill.
Or we have like, I mean, it is the same idea with cars, where like
same car, yeah.
It
same
costs a certain amount to lease a vehicle and significantly more to finance it. Which essentially, when you have a monthly payment for your phone, that's what you're doing. You're financing the phone. Yeah. Like when I was looking into a Camaro, that's just like $330 a month
to finance
to lease.
Oh Jesus!
To finance it, it's like $600 and something a month. Because it's like a $40,000 car. Yeah. Essentially, the idea is that so you lease it and then you just give it back.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately, if they can keep you in a lease for longer, they'll make even more money.
Which is probably when I get a more not stable job. Because I have a stable job now. When I get a higher paying job
in your field,
and I have the resources to do this, I'm probably just going to do that and just lease new cars.
Yeah. Well, with the rate you go through cars, it almost made sense for you.
Yeah, like this is what my dad used to do. That's what my dad used to do. He would just lease a car or a truck for like 3 years or 4 years, and then just give it back and get a new one. Yeah. Which I like more conceptually.
And it's not quite like, I guess, buying a new phone or buying a new car, because it's ultimately being used again. You know, so like I'm trading in this phone and they're gonna refurbish it. Yeah, it's not like I'm saying, hey, I'm getting the Flip and this one just gets yeeted out the window.
Otherwise it's just gonna end up in a drawer or like a landfill somewhere.
Exactly.
Like in a
I don't feel as bad about it.
in a big technology fire in Shenzhen, China.
Yeah.
It's just real, by the way. They have like what they do is they use fire to burn out the plastics to get the metals because there's gold and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Not a lot, mind you, but a little bit.
A good amount, yeah. Considering. Ooh, that was hot. Let's throw one last thing in there. Do you have something you want to throw in, or because I have something I was gonna bring up, but I had the last like 2 topics, so it's.
Well, I spent 35 minutes talking about my car, so.
Well, this is gonna send us into a rabbit hole, so I hope you're ready for what I'm about to say.
Okay, we got time.
I'm playing Red Dead 2 again.
Oh shit. All right, strap in. We got another 35 minutes.
All right.
For you.
So, I was bored. I was a bored lad for a while. I'm like, man.
You're a guy. You're not a board. I seen a board. You don't look like a board.
Best of gaming. Oh, mama.
That was a flashlight. That's what that noise was.
It's a flashlight, yeah. I don't know why. I feel like that's gonna sound weird when I actually edit it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I was bored, chilling there. Just like, man, there ain't nothing to play. Nothing's coming out. Everything's getting delayed. And then I was like, Red Dead Redemption 2, and they added DLSS to the game. So I was like, let me fire her up. Let me see how she's looking. And I fired the game up, and I just literally, I sat there. It loaded up to like Arthur leaning against the tree, and I just went, wow, I forgot how good this game looks. And now I've just been playing it again from where I left off.
I definitely have made made a conscious decision, and it's getting close to that time, that it's just gonna be like Witcher 3 with me, where for like 4 years consecutively, it was like my yearly go-to game
to replay.
Where it's just like I'd go back and I'd replay it for a year, or every year, because I would forget enough about it. That I was
where it's still interesting.
Yeah, where it's interesting. And Red Dead is such a long game that there's like little minute details that you forget, and then you pick up on initial things on subsequent playthroughs. Mm-hmm. And I think this year, I played it last December. Mm-hmm. Last December. Or like November, around there. So it's getting to be that time again. And this time I think... Now, don't quote me on this, but I think I'm going to try to 100% it. Yep. I know there's like a bunch of collectibles and shit.
That's the biggest problem. That's why I wouldn't.
That's why I think I'm going to 100% it in terms of like interesting content.
Which is what I did for Valhalla.
Like I'm not going to go and do all the bullshit collectibles that like Rockstar puts into the game. But I want to try to do all the side missions, and I want to try to do all the legendary hunting animals, all the legendary
all the fun
fish,
stuff.
All the cool stuff. Yeah. So you can do. I did a little bit of that with my last playthrough of the game. I did like all the legendary. I did the legendary moose.
Oh, I did that one too. Yeah.
And I think I did the legendary. I didn't do the bear. I did one other thing.
Yeah.
Forget maybe the deer or the elk or whatever it is. And I got the white Arabian horse, which is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I started playing the game again though at where I left off. I left off right towards the end of your time at Shady Belle.
Yeah.
And I went.
So that's pretty far into the game.
It was 40 hours into the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm already at the end. Like I'm at the point where we're at the last camp.
At the end or the end?
The end of Arthur's story.
Okay.
I'm at the point where we're about to break John out of prison, which means the train heist is coming up, which means the end of the game is coming up.
Yeah.
And then there's the epilogue. My biggest goal for this playthrough is kind of... I've been obviously savoring it as I go. I'm like, man, I just forget how good it is. But also, I need to spend more time in the epilogue. Because on PS4, I beat the game and I spent about 2 hours after beating the epilogue and then never touched it again.
I've done the same thing, honestly. But if the epilogue's coming up, you know what's coming up. The house building theme.
The house building theme, baby. Yeah, dude, I fucking love it.
Let me get a saw and a board. I forgot the words.
Yeah,
it's like, let me get a saw and a board and the thing and I'll cut it.
I fucking love it.
It's such a
man.
banger. That might be one of my favorite parts of the game, honestly.
Oh yeah.
It's just like literally a music video for like 4
You
minutes.
just like hold down a button.
Building a house, and you just hit the button, and no matter how fast you hit the button, the hammer will always hit in beat to the song, and it's great. Might be one of my favorite parts of that game.
Of any game.
Of any game, honestly.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. There's also a rumor of so Rockstar, or Take-Two actually, Take-Two, which is the parent company of Rockstar, announced 4 remasters are in the works. And so far, the leaks for what those remasters are is GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and Red Dead 1.
Yes! Red Dead 1! We need a Red Dead 1 remaster. Please! I need this in my life.
They're thinking of porting it to the new gen consoles and then
PC.
As well as potentially PC, with a rumor that it might be a delayed release on PC.
I don't care. I just want it.
GTA is supposed to come to the Switch as well. So, let's put it this way.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. It seems so out of place on the Switch.
I was going to get Red Dead 1 for like Xbox again and like I was going to borrow my brother's Xbox 1 and backward compatibility, play it or whatever. And then I saw this and I was like, I'm going to hold out just a little bit longer. I can do without it, just in case. I want to see if
there's a remaster. If there's a remaster of Red Dead 1, please include Undead Nightmare. If there's a remaster of both of those things, on PC, I don't care when it comes out. It could be like 3, 4, 5 years from now. I'll replay it.
Yeah.
I will buy it. Consider my money had, Rockstar. Yeah. If you make this, the money from my wallet will disappear and just materialize in your bank account.
So the main speculation around the remaster is they're porting Red Dead 2 to PS5 Series X, and they're going to throw in Red Dead 1 with it as like a ultimate collection, I guess you
can
call
with that too.
So, someone posted this on Reddit, and this isn't going to happen. I don't think this is going to happen, but I thought it was just a really cool idea. They were like, what if they completely redid Red Dead 1 with Red Dead 2 graphics, right? Like a full-on remake. But instead of it being 2 games, you beat Red Dead 2, and then it picks up right where Red Dead 1 is. I was like, that would be kind of cool.
I mean, you're kind of close, because like the end of Red Dead 2, the epilogue is like 1908.
And 1911 is
when Red Dead 1 picks up.
But I hope, man. I pray for a remaster. I hope. That'd be so good. I can't wait.
But I do really want to see a remaster, and please put it on PC.
Please.
I will definitely replay it, and I think part of my enjoyment from replaying the game was robbed by how poor it ran on the console it was initially designed for.
Yeah, compared to like Red Dead 2.
And that's part of the reason why I haven't gone back and played Undead Nightmare yet.
Yeah. I honestly, at this point, even if they just remaster it for console, like I hope they have a PS5 eventually, I won't be as mad. I just want to remaster in general. Like I just don't want to buy a PS3 and play this game on PS3. I
just need it in my life, please.
Inject it into my veins, baby.
Like again, the second it's like announce it and you have my money already.
Yeah.
I'll pay double. I don't care. I want this.
I would genuinely, I think I'd pay upwards of $300 for it.
I'd pay $5.
$5? I was thinking $5. Oh.
I'd pay $500. That's my limit, though.
That's my limit, yeah.
But no, $60, easy. I'd pay double. I'd pay triple. I don't care. I just need this game like in my Steam library or my Epic library. I don't care.
Absolutely. Put it in my fucking Uplay library. I don't care.
Yeah. Put it in my Origin library. I don't care. I just want to play.
Put it in my fucking Battle.net library.
Battle.net. I don't think I've had Battle.net installed in like 3 years.
Fucking Battle.net, man. Fuck Battle.net. Yeah, that's the rumor. I've been playing Red Dead 2. I'm kind of enjoying it. I've been bouncing like on and off of it, but just forget how good it is, man. I would just love Red Dead 1. I'm like itching to replay it so bad, but I just don't want to on
There's
those old consoles.
Nothing to really play at the moment. I was like, this isn't out of character for me, but I haven't been playing anything. Yeah. I might hop on some racing sim shit today.
Yeah.
Like Dirt Rally or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I have more game news to talk in the next episode, but we're running on here, so.
Because you know what's in Dirt Rally?
Dirt.
A Ford Fiesta.
Oh, really? ST?
It's a variant of the ST, I believe. I could be wrong, though. It's like a track variant, so it's all-wheel drive. instead of front.
That makes sense. That's cool though. That's sick.
It's rally built.
It's the best part about those racing games is when you get a good setup going and they have like real cars and stuff. You should use your Quest.
I could do that, yeah.
So I played Dirt.
I played Dirt.
I think it was Dirt Rally 3. No, not there's Dirt and then there's Dirt Rally, right? They're two different ones.
Yeah.
I played Dirt 3.
I have Dirt Rally 2.0.
2.0, which is the newer
which is pretty
rally
new.
one. I think it's either Dirt 2 or Dirt 3 that I played on the Quest, and I was like, this is so fun. My only complaint was when you flip your car, it would blank out your display so you don't get dizzy. I'm like, get me dizzy, bro. I want to die.
I want to be dizzy.
I want to flip. Like, I'd hit like a ramp, and I'd flip the car, and then it would go black for a second, and I'm like...
Oh, I feel like
I think they fixed it, though. I think they fixed it, though.
I fucking died. What happened?
But, yeah. Decent episode. We talked a lot about Fiesta a little bit. Or decent amount. It was basically Fiesta and Flip and Fold.
Fiesta, Fold,
Flip.
Fred dead.
Fred. Fredemption.
Fred dead. Fredemption.
Hang on. No. Fred. So red is gonna be Fed. So it's basically Fed. Fredemption, dude. Friend dead nightmare. No, friend dead fightmare. 2.
All right, bye.
Furt rally. Furt Valley, dude.
Can you do an outro, please? Can you remind everyone where to find the podcast?
So that's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm walking away. I'm done with the show.
If you want to listen to this garbage-ass podcast made by two garbage-ass morons, you can find us. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and of course, Pocket Casts. I didn't ever explain my gripe with Pocket Casts.
Explain it next one.
Next one, baby. Look out for the gripe. It's very short, and it's totally not worth your time, but just listen. Anyway, contact us. Email synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, and death threats, of course.
Jordan, before I tell you to get out of my house...
How is that going to work on the camping trip? Get out of my campsite.
You had mentioned that your gripe with Pocket Cast is short and not worth your time. That's how I describe you most of the time.
That's a good one.
All right, now you can get out of my house. Quick, call me a slur. I'm about to end the recording.
Shut up.